Lass los! Lass los, ja!
He went to sleep, eh? He wants to go again, man.
When I see my opponent, I want to hurt him, and I want to hurt him bad. But in no rules environment, it's like, you know, it's a place for fighters, not for sportsmen, not for an athlete. You know, you have to have this, I don't know, this animal in you. For me, winning is tapping someone out or knocking someone out. That's decisive win. It's what you said. It's no rule. You have to win, bro. It's like win or death.
Trzymaj! Nie oddawaj głosu, bo zaraz przerywamy, kurwa. Złota, brawa, jedni jeszcze! Trzeba cię będzie zapisać do kopalni. Ciebie, no muszę, kurwa, jeszcze, kurwa, mota.
Jeszcze nie wracam!
Na ziemię, wtedy nie ma już pytań i wszystko jasne, jakby Bóg sam powiedzieć chciał, że wszystko dobrze będzie. Moje wyznanie wiary, moja modlitwa do nieba.
Yo, guys, what's going on? It's Joseph from the Heretic Chronicles. Today, man, I got a fighter coming from Poland. He's joining us to talk to us today about, you know, no rules fighting, bare knuckle, MMA. We're gonna just cover a whole bunch of topics, man. But before we get any further, brother, introduce yourself and tell everybody where you're from.
My name is Tomek. I'm coming from Poland. You might know me as Dokodo. I was fighting for Frontier. That was my last fight in the underground.
You know, tell me about your childhood, man. Like, you know, where were you born?
I was born in a small town in southeast Poland. I've been raised there, and I've never how do you say that? I'm not like a big city person, so I wasn't raised in a big city, but I was always drawn by big cities. And when I was 18, I moved to a bigger city. And yeah, spent few years in there. And when I got like trouble in my life, I had to go outside the country because there was some issues. I spent some time in United Kingdom, in Germany, in the Netherlands. So I was traveling a lot. Then I came back to Poland, and right now I'm living in city Kielce in Poland.
So let's dive into your childhood a bit, man. Like growing up, did you get into a lot of fights? Like, how was your time in school growing up?
Yeah, it's, you know, I was born in 1991, so it was different time like right now, you know. Right now we got those 20-year-olds, and you're gonna say it's something bad to him, like, hey bro, I don't like your shoes, and he's gonna cry and run to his mother, and yeah, it is what it is. But in my time when I was younger, like, I don't know, 13-year-old or whatever, people always went outside, you know. They were spending times without their smartphones, etc., etc. So it usually bring out some fights, you know. So yeah, it happened quite a few times when I was younger. Yeah, I went to a lot of parties, like it was something normal that you were going out on Friday or Saturday evening, and basically you had like this little, I don't know, crew, and yeah, always looking for a fight. It was kind of our way to spend our evening, get drunk and look for a fight.
So how old were you around this time, like doing the partying and the fighting and stuff like that?
Like maybe from, I don't know, 16 up to 23, maybe, when I got like, I was talking about those troubles. Like it started when I was like 23, 24 year old. So some trouble with the law in Poland. So I had to really like move outside the country. for a while, you know, just to smoothen things up here in Poland. And yeah, when I came back during this time, when I was outside my country, I like lean more into training martial arts. So it was really like a vehicle for me to get smarter, to get more conscious about my life, my deeds, etc. So yeah, when I came back to Poland, I was like, I don't know, 26-year-old. So yeah, I stopped partying, I stopped drinking alcohol, doing drugs, etc., and lean more into sports like martial arts.
So that was going to be my next question. I was going to ask you, how old were you when you started training? So did you start when you were 26, or when did you find, martial arts in your life?
My first martial art training was when I was 24-year-old. It was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu training, but before that, as I said previously, when I was, I don't know, maybe 12, 13-year-old, it was like this culture in Poland, like all younger guys, they want to grow bigger and stronger. So we have like a improvised gym in the garage. So all of us started training there, and we did some like boxing, but really not guided at all, like freestyle stuff, just punching the bag without any knowledge, just to get, I don't know, our frustration out on the back, So yeah, basically when I'm looking back, it's like 20-year long journey with some connection to martial arts. I'm not saying that I was training for 20 years, but yeah, like a real proper martial art training, I started like 10 years ago, maybe.
So fill in the gaps for everyone, man. Tell us from 20, 24, 25, 26, and kind of build up to, where you're at now. So, when did you have your first, like, let's say amateur MMA fight? When was the first one?
Okay, so when I was 24, I started training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It was really like how do you say it? Like underground, like a niche in Poland. So it wasn't
Mm.
really something that's really like commercial, like what it is at the moment. So I was training with a small group of guys, but really like high level, like black belts, brown belts. So I was, I was white belt with no knowledge, but I was so passionate about it, and I was so determined to get the knowledge, to get better, that I gained strength, I gained technique and knowledge about the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu really quick. So after like I don't know, half a year of training, I started the first Jiu-Jitsu competition, and I won my first fight, and that was like this click, that yeah, fuck yeah, I like it, man. I like competing. It's nice. So coming back to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it wasn't ever like I started training because I want to compete in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because I want to be a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter. I always thought that I am a fighter. Like, it doesn't matter for me if I'm training boxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, kickboxing, or whatever. Like, for me, it's not a sport. It's being a fighter. It's fighting, man. That was always my attitude. So after maybe 2-3 years of training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I started looking for something else, because I was feeling like, hey man, my ground game is getting better, but I'm gonna get fucked up on my feet or whatever. So yeah, I think I jumped to boxing in the same city. It was like maybe 1-2 times a week, but yeah, I liked it really much. Mm, when I went outside the country, I also trained kickboxing, Muay Thai. So really, like, this whole journey is basically mixing things up, and yeah, um, I'm really like I'm trying to be, and I'm striving to be like a complete fighter. I don't think that You can call yourself a black belt, even if you're training jiu-jitsu and with 10 years experience, and you call yourself a black belt, but you cannot throw a jab. You're not a black belt, bro. You're like good with Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but you're not a fighter, you're not a black belt. Like, it changed, you know. I'm observing this whole journey, and I'm obsessed with it. It's my passion, you know. I'm observing this whole journey, how martial arts changed throughout the years, and right now it's like, yeah, people just think they're fighters, but they're not.
And it's like one of those things where it's like, well, obviously they have great skills on the ground, but you know, and they're not even really claiming that they are fighters. That's another interesting
Yeah,
thing that I've realized about jiu-jitsu, where it's just a lot of people take it for self-defense, or
yeah,
they, you know, they see like an ADCC tournament like on, you know, clip from Instagram or something or Facebook, and they're like, oh shit, I want to go compete in something like that. So nowadays there's a lot of different motivations for wanting to
yeah.
do jiu-jitsu. So, but yeah, I mean, I've realized that a lot of people who do train jiu-jitsu don't train any striking at all. So I think that's pretty interesting.
Exactly, is what you said. Everyone has their own motivation to do it. Like, I know a lot of corporate people that are training jiu-jitsu because you're not gonna get black eye or whatever. You can go to work on a day. You're not gonna get punched, kicked your teeth out or whatever, and you can still do it maybe once, maybe twice a week, just to get your stress out or whatever. You know, it's like that. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to put myself in position where I'm saying, I'm waving the flag. Hey guys,
No,
I'm
I know you're not.
better.
Yeah,
I'm best.
yeah,
You
I
know,
know.
it's just my point of view, my way of doing this, my journey. You know,
Well,
I
you're
always,
also talking I'm sorry for cutting you off, but you're
yeah,
talking in
no worries.
reality, because if
Yeah,
you were to get attacked at the gas station, at the mall, walking your
yeah.
dog
What you
outside
gonna
on a
do?
nature,
Sit on
what are you
your
gonna?
ass and pull guard?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's why I 100%
Yeah.
understand. Yeah.
Try jumping guard on concrete, bro. It's not gonna end up real good.
As well. What are the different disciplines that you fought in? So you've done MMA, kickboxing. What other types forms of competition have you done before in the past?
So I've been competing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so like gi Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but
Yep.
mostly grappling. After that, I've been competing in Muay Thai, like amateur Muay Thai, when you wear the gear and all that shit. Amateur MMA in Poland, there's like amateur MMA league, but it's really good. It's pretty high level, so you can compete in various levels of experience. And why is it amateur? Because you're wearing like a helmet and shin pads. So after that, after a couple of fights in amateur MMA, I went into pro MMA. So I got this leap. I think in between there was Strelka, this thing that is like a pro MMA but on a sand. So I was fighting like a couple times in there, and after that, after those fights, I went 2-1 in Strelka. So I decided, yeah, that's something for me, man. No pads, no rounds, no limits. Let's go to pro MMA. But yeah, I did like a one pro MMA fight and one semi-pro. Semi-pro, it's like you cannot do a heel hook and you cannot strike elbows to the face. That's but it's like a normal MMA event, but just a different formula. So yeah, as I said in the beginning, always when I was training, I was thinking about MMA, like a complete full fight where you can do everything, strike knees to the face, etc., etc., and that's why I ended up doing bare knuckle.
That will kind of just lead us into my next question. So, I found out about you through kind of like the no rules fighting sphere, the underworld, as some will say. Can you kind of just tell everyone, man, like how was your experience fighting, not just in bare knuckle, but no rules? What was your experience?
Uh, I think when King of the Streets, KOTS, starting being like really, really popular throughout the internet, one day I found out some videos from King of the Streets, and I said, "What the fuck, man? This is real shit." It's real fighting. It's not like they're laying on the ground and praying for 5 minutes that the round ends and the referee is gonna stand them up or anything else like that. Going back to like a childhood and young adulthood, it's there was always like fights, you know, like weekend there was always fights, and you weren't like talking to the other guy, to your opponent, potential opponent, hey, let's do like 15 minutes warm up and let's start fighting then, or maybe let's choose some other ground. I didn't give a fuck. It was concrete, gravel, sand, or whatever it was, you know. There was a guy in front of me and you have to fight him. So as you said, everything goes. Like I'm, I don't know, 80 kilograms at the moment, so it's like 170 pounds. And when I was 16, I was like 67 kilograms. It's 140 maybe. So there were a couple situations where I end up against a guy who was like light heavyweight or middleweight. And what you can do, man, it's what you said. It's no rules. Like kick him in the balls. I don't know, pull his ear, bite him, or whatever. You have to win, bro. It's like win or death, win or lose. It's in MMA. The referee stops the fight and decides who's the winner. But in no rules environment, it's like, you know, it's a place for fighters, not for sportsmen, not for an athlete. You know, you have to have this, I don't know, this animal in you. I'm like a easygoing guy, you know. I try to be always nice and say hello to everyone. But when I'm entering the cage, when I see a cage or I don't know, whatever it is, like a fight arena, when I see my opponent, I want to hurt him, and I want to hurt him bad. It's not like I want to win by points, because for me, that's not a win. For me, winning is tapping someone out or knocking someone out. That's a decisive win. That's why I wanted to enter into like underground fighting scene, and I found out Frontier. Germany is not that far, and yeah, I reached out to them and asked if they're looking for a fight. They offered me Afghan Lion, who was like 3-0, and he was claiming that he's a bare knuckle champion. So I went there, and yeah, the rest is, you know, the rest. Right now, I have a fight coming up in September, like 14 September, also in Germany. It's going to be K1. The thing with
Oh,
me
wow.
is like, yeah, the thing with me is like, I'm not trying to always go into my comfort zone. I rather go outside my comfort zone. I rather do things that I fear, you know, like obviously like PJJ, grappling, wrestling is gonna be my instinct, you know, when I'm, I don't know, when someone gonna punch me hard and I'm like almost out on my feet, I'm always going to grab someone rather than punch him in the face, you know, because it's my built-in instinct. I don't know. People, it always looks like that, you know. Also in the animal kingdom, you have a horse who's always gonna kick, and you have like a monkey who's always gonna grab, you know. And same with people, when they are almost out, when the instinct kicks in, it's always like division between striker and grappler, you know. So I am like a built-in grappler, but as I said, I want to develop more stand-up, right? So I love doing it, and I want to get better in it. Like I said in the beginning, I want to be a complete fighter.
So you won your first no rules fight, you know, pretty quickly. Going forward, man, do you want to keep on competing no rules? Was this just a one off? Kind of tell everybody, man, like what's the future looking like for yourself?
Yeah, man. After this fight, I started getting more recognition in the internet. So I never was a social media person, etc. But I opened my Instagram profile, and there's like many people asking me or telling me, "Hey, man, that was great fight. You wanna fight in our bare knuckle event or whatever?" I don't know, man. I feel like nowadays people are drawn into more violence They're not gonna be hyped for next UFC event because they have it like every weekend. So I know my fighting journey is gonna last longer than 10, 20 years maybe when I'm healthy, but my competing it's not gonna last long. Maybe a couple more years, like 3, 4, 5 years. I'm 33 right now, so how many guys do you know that they are fighting over their 40s? Dan Henderson, who else? Randy Couture, but they were like, once in a million. So yeah, definitely that's something that I'm focusing at right now. Yeah, for me, basically, it doesn't matter if it's going to be bare knuckle boxing, bare knuckle kickboxing, or no rules fight. I'm drawn more into like KOTS, like King of the Streets. It's obviously their organization is like super cool, and it's a place for real fighters. It's there's no place for an athlete in there. Obviously, the guys fighting in there are also skilled martial arts, but they are fucking animals, wild animals, like real fighters. So yeah, I want to try both. To be honest, I want to also go to I don't know BKFC or whatever it is. But yeah, coach is like my focus at the moment. Obviously I want to get better and I want to challenge myself, and I know that KOTS is going to offer me a challenge. It's not going to be like an easy money fight or whatever it is. It's going to be a challenge.
So it would be really, really, really cool if they watch the interview, check out the clip, man, and get to hear your reason on why you want to fight on KOTS, man. Because I'm sure they have a lot of. Well, actually, I was about to say that they probably do have a lot of applications, but
Yeah,
a lot of those applications are probably BS. It's not just smoke and mirrors, people wanting to do it, but they're really not up for it. Someone like
yeah,
yourself, you're game and you're ready to go, man. Anytime, any place. I believe that for sure.
yeah. Good to hear that, and thank you. At the same time, I am helping organize Strelka event in Poland. Do you know Strelka, Street Fighting Championship?
Yeah, man. You sent me a DM about it. I was just checking it
Yeah,
out for the last probably 2 weeks, I believe. I've been following their page and checking it out. And while we're
okay.
on the topic, can you tell everyone what it is and just kind of just fill everybody in?
Yeah, yeah. So Strelka Street Fighting Championship is like it's like a great platform for the fighters to become more recognizable in the fighting culture. So it's like a event. It's like a street fighting event, but a little bit more organized. It's not like no rules. It has a rule set, so you can decide whether to fight in boxing, kickboxing, or MMA. But the fight arena is like improvised ring 4x4, 4 meters by 4 meters, and the floor is like hard ground or sand. So it simulates kinda the street fight, as the name says. And yeah, it's like a great platform because their YouTube channel has like, I don't know, maybe 2.5 million subscribers. It's huge, man. It's like second biggest channel after UFC in the martial arts topic on YouTube. So if your video is gonna end up in there and it's going to be like viral, you're gonna get gonna provide a great fight, show some people your skills, your good fighting spirit. Definitely, you're gonna get more recognition, and it's also like a platform to jump into other organizations. Whether you're an athlete and you want to compete in pro MMA organizations, like I don't know, smaller organizations, bigger or whatever, or you want to go to King of the Streets, like one of the fighters, Chapo. Do you know him? Chapo 187, Claudio.
Yes,
His
sir. Yes,
name is.
sir. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fought
he
Robert
was
Brown. Yeah.
fighting. Yeah, exactly. So he was also fighting for Strelka in Italy. So he had his recognition in there, and yeah, maybe that helped him to end up in King of the Streets. So, getting to a point,
That would be
matchmaking.
a good fight. You and Chapo. That's a good matchup.
Okay, it's like probably same weight, I think. Yeah,
I'm thinking, yeah, that'd
maybe.
be cool. But yeah, continue.
Yeah. So like I'm matchmaking for Strelka right now. I'm taking fighters applications, etc., and matching them up. And man, you fucking laugh so hard, bro. It's like 20-year-old guys or 18-year-old guys. They are sending me their fighting application, and they are saying like, "Yeah, I knocked like 20 people out on the street, bro. I'm like a fucking hardcore motherfucker, bro. I did many like street fights and many other things, but I'm not bragging I'm not bragging about it. I'm not waving the flag. Hey guys, look at me. I'm the beast. And yeah, just stupid, you know. And a lot of guys like asking me, yeah, I want to come and fight at your event, but what's gonna be the payment and how many Instagram followers I'm gonna get, and etc. So I'm pushing those people into more like, I don't know, sports events. As I say, I like the idea of Strelka because it's really like has this street fighting roots, you know. I have pro guys, like pro MMA guys, pro bare knuckle guys. They're asking me, "Hey, man, I want to fight for Strelka because I love the spirit of it. I love the street vibe to it, and I don't give a fuck about money. I just want to be there and be a part of first Polish Strelka event." So yeah, I'm hyped, man.
Brother, we covered a lot of topics today, man. Talking about Strelka, talking about KOTS, Frontier, no rules, the whole entire thing, man. I really appreciate you joining me and talking to me about, the Polish scene and what's next in your career and, just what's next in the future. So I appreciate you joining, man, and just can't wait to see how your career unfolds.
Yeah, thanks, man, and I appreciate it too. I appreciate you. You reached out to me, and yeah, you're doing great job by promoting the underground fighting culture. Thank you.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.